Hey guys, it's Stephanie, and today I'm here with a gigantic book haul. Like, it's so big, I have to film it in two parts because one part would have just been like too crazy. Also, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Olive over at A Book Olive. She shouted out my channel when she did a booktuber shout out video, so thank you so much, and thank you to all of you new subscribers, and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy what you see. So anyway, let's get to why we're all here. We know what that is. Let's get to the books, man. So all these books are from a library sale and then a very small half-price books haul, like only 4 of them I think, but most of them are from a library sale. And so I went into this library sale with like a few authors in mind that I really wanted to look out for, and I did find most of them, so I was pretty happy. I think the only one I could not find any books from was Margaret Atwood, but I think I got some works from like every author that I was looking to pick up books from. So I would say it was pretty successful. So anyway, the first one in the haul was actually a Neil Gaiman novel, which again, I haven't read any of his books. He is one of those authors that I think I would enjoy, so I was really excited to pick a few of his books up. So the first one was Neverwhere. I actually just finished reading this like last night, and it was very different. So this is an urban fantasy novel that takes place in London, but I do have to ask, like, this is an urban fantasy novel, like, who designed this cover and who picked like the two most boring colors on the color wheel, like brown and gray, for a cover? Like, can I just ask that? Like, it just seems a little dumb, right? Am I just being too picky? I'm probably just being too picky. I'll stop. Second book I got is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. And I've been really wanting to read this for a while. This has been on my TBR for a very long time. And I realize I absolutely need to read more African American literature. This is, you know, a modern classic. And it is absolutely beautiful. This is the 75th anniversary edition, and it has the French flaps. And it is absolutely just gorgeous. I have heard nothing but great things about this book. I have heard it has beautiful writing. I know it is about a young girl who gets married off really young to an older man, but she's in love with somebody else, and that's honestly all I really know about the plot. But what I've heard most about it is that the writing is just absolutely gorgeous, and that is something I really appreciate in books, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. The third book I got, I saw on Hannah's channel, Craving Books. I don't think she reviewed it. I think she hauled it in a book haul she did like a few months ago. Like, am I a stalker for totally remembering that? Probably. I did get Clive Barker's Books of Blood. I was really excited to see this. So I haven't read Clive Barker as much as I have seen the film adaptations of his work. I know there are some horror short stories in here, including the one that inspired the film The Candyman. So I'm looking forward to this. I like me some horror short stories, and I'm really excited to finally read some Clive Barker. Alright, the next book I got is Julia Alvarez's In the Time of the Butterflies. In case you do not know, Julia Alvarez is the author of How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accent, which I read earlier this year and I absolutely loved. So this book follows 4 sisters, the Mirabal sisters. They were also called the Mariposas, or the Butterflies, and they were assassinated after an attempt to overthrow the Trujillo dictatorship in the Dominican Republic. This is historical fiction, an account of their lives and what happened, so you are definitely going into this book knowing that they are going to die, kind of knowing how the story is going to end. But I do enjoy stories like that, and I really enjoyed her writing and How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accent. The next book I got, it did get quite a bit of hype last year. I think it was on BookTube. This was on a lot of people's top 10 books of 2015. I think it was 2015. Could have been 2014. I think it was last year. And that is Marisha Pessel's Night Film, and this is about a reclusive filmmaker's daughter who goes missing, and an investigative journalist is really trying to figure out what happened to her. You kind of find themselves in like this deep web of information. I've heard it's a lot like House of Leaves, which I really enjoyed. Like, they have different pictures and pictures from websites and letters, kind of a multimedia kind of thing, which I really enjoyed in House of Leaves. I realize that's not for everyone, but it's something that I liked. It seems to be a book that a lot of people enjoyed. So I'm trying not to go into this with too high of expectations, but it's kind of hard to do. The next book I got was the other Neil Gaiman, and this is The Ocean at the End of the Lane. A lot of people said to start with this if you're getting introduced to Neil Gaiman, but I am a cheater, so I am saving this for the next readathon because it is really short and the plot sounds very interesting. So Isabel Allende is another one of those authors that I was looking out for. I really, really want to find The House of the Spirits by her, but for some reason, whenever I look for it, I can never find it anywhere. But I did go to the library sale, and they had Daughter of Fortune by her, which is another one of her well-known novels. This takes place during the California Gold Rush. It is about a girl who is orphaned in Chile, and she is raised by a very strict and Victorian spinster and her brother. She falls in love with a man who heads to San Francisco for the gold rush, and she heads on a ship to San Francisco to go look for him. So excited to finally read some Isabel Allende. I also have Zorro by her, which I think I'll read after this. Next one belongs to that huge group of books where I have seen the film adaptation, but I have not read the book, and that is A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. I'm thinking I may also cheat with this one and save it for a readathon because it is really short. I really enjoyed the movie. I actually went as Alex for Halloween one year and no one knew who I was. You know, I really considered just getting a new group of friends at that point because I was very disappointed. I'm just kidding. A little bit. But it should be interesting to read this. I think part of me is glad I saw the movie first because I think with all the slang that Burgess came up with, I think it was a lot easier to understand seeing it as a movie, and I think it will make more sense kind of having that knowledge going into the book. The next one my husband picked up for me at Half Price Books. He bought this for me for my birthday because, you know, classics are always a good idea. I think I started reading this in high school, like it wasn't required. I think I picked it up and I didn't finish it. So it'll be interesting to go in and finish it. Really, I usually don't remember what this book is about, but I think I enjoyed it. So we'll see. So this next book was one I saw Kathy over at Kathleen Ann has been reading with Kamal over at Kamal Reads, and they have been reading Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian or The Evening Redness in the West. I read The Road by Cormac McCarthy a while ago, but I really, really enjoyed it. And he's one of those authors I'm like, oh, I need to read more of his stuff because I really enjoyed that one book. I was really excited to see this at the library sale and pick it up. I know she's been going like back and forth between like hating it and loving it. So it should be interesting to see what kind of emotions this elicits out of me. The next one was one that has been on my TBR for a while, but I saw mentioned by Sue over at the restricted section, Andre Dubus III's House of Sand and Fog. Like I said, this has been on my TBR for a while. I know it is about a girl who has kind of just lost everything and she loses her house, which is a house that she loves very much and has a lot of family history with. And there's an Iranian family who buys the house up at an auction, and they're very excited to finally have a nice place to live since they've moved here and kind of gave up everything. It's about these two characters that want the same thing, and there's confrontation. And Sue said it was very depressing, so let's see about that, huh? And the last book for this part of the haul I got was Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca. I bought this because Kate and I are doing a buddy read for it in October. I love Kate and we get along very well. But if you watch either of our channels, you know that we have very different tastes in books. So as much as we love to do buddy reads, I think it is a little difficult sometimes to find something that kind of fits both of our tastes. And so she was talking and saying that this is perfect because it is in the middle of that Venn diagram that is our literary interests. Like, it has the dark gothic themes that I like, but it is also a vintage modern classic for her. So I am really excited to get into this. I feel like this is a book most people have read by now, but they seem to really, really like it. So I'm excited for October to get into this. So that was part 1 of this book haul, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And again, welcome to all of you new subscribers. And as always, if you have read something in here and you liked it or didn't like it, please tell me in the comments. I love hearing people's opinions on books. And if you maybe own one of these books and you would like to arrange a buddy read, I am totally up for that. Nothing is better than reading a book with someone. So anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.